Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverages: a very refreshing, sparkling summer fruits juice drink, very tasty indeed. So in a previous video of Prison Architect, we were once again updating a old-ish prison to modern-ish standards, and we looked at the Alpha, I believe it was Alpha 8 facility, the high-risk facility, and the problem with that is it was already slightly burnt down, which is something you never really want to say and admit, but it was the truth, and we managed to get it put back to a, for the most part, working order. There was a couple of problems with, like, say, bodies in the shower and some classifications and designations of prisoners that we couldn't alter, but as I said, for the most part, we managed to get it working. So that means, I think it was like rewiring a lot of the facility, expanding some of the extra rooms, as well as putting in all of the new ones that we could fit in anyway, adding in another wing, and then rewiring all of the CCTV and security things, and putting in automatic door openers, things like that. So quite a long one, but also quite enjoyable. Once again, we're going to take a look at an old facility and bring it to modern-ish standards. However, the sort of irony is that by the time you see this, it'll probably already be out of date, because there's going to be a big update dropped as well. So, but at the time recording, it's not out. I think it's out in about a week's time, but either way, we'll check that out later on. But I'm just going to go over to one of the older facilities, and this is not the one we're going to do up, but it is quite an early one. If we go to Alpha 10 Final here, we can see that this is, I'm guessing, the Alpha 10 facility that we made, which is on a small map, and it is using the low-risk prison grading. And I came on this thinking, yeah, what can we do to upgrade it, and realised that there's almost nothing. It's pretty much fully functional. We're going to have a quick tour of it. As I said, this is not the one we're going to be updating, but we'll have a quick tour of it. We can see we've got power stations on the top there, two of them. We've got a water pump down the bottom as well. Storage on the left-hand side, followed by visitation. We have this sort of atrium here for whatever we would want to put in there. The entrance is the thing that we'd probably have to change, because we've got no reception, nor have we got any automatic door openers. We've got some solitary down the bottom, followed by infirmary, morgue, and all of the offices. Each cell block, and there are two of them, are sort of flipped and mirrored, and we have all of these cells on the left and right, followed by a couple in the centre for some strange reason, a cleaning cupboard on the right-hand side, a security room on the left, which also has a switch to turn this on and off, and apparently we don't have any janitors. Shower down the bottom there, and then going over to the top left, we can see we've got workshops, two of them on the top and bottom, with a spare room here which doesn't actually have any purpose. We have a yard with a couple of weight benches in. We also have a laundry, followed by, finally in the centre, the kitchen and canteen. So, oh, and also we've got a common room here. So looking at it, I thought, well, what could we do to make this better? Well, the fact of the matter is, there's nothing which we would really have to change. I would want to put in a reception, so that's what this could be, and that'll be a very, very easy addition. We could also, or would have to also, change these TVs. So I'd probably remove these phone booths and put them in the canteen, and put in some chairs, and obviously less TVs, fewer TVs I should say, and then at the back bit here I'll probably section this off and put a parole in there or something like that, but haven't yet decided. Also, there is a missing section of flooring there, and I don't know whether that's from like a legacy thing that I just missed out, or whether it just didn't load. I think the formatting of the saves has been changed over the years, so I've seen that on a couple of the older ones. Either way, this is quite a smart, decent looking and effective facility. Either way, this, as I said, it's not the one we're going to be doing. We're going to go to load prison and go right to the bottom once again, and we're going to load up the Alpha 11 prison, which was known as the Pokeball prison for, well, hopefully obvious reasons, but the problem with it is that, yes, it is completely and utterly broken. So what I'm going to do first, go to reports, intake, close that completely, and you can see that each one of these round balls here have loads of cells in them, but they're not enclosed, and that's why they don't work. So what I'm going to do is alter all of these. Obviously, there's a lot of CCTV we need to rewire and things like that, but we'll start off with, as I said, working on this and going from there. So we do need to start out with these cells. So I'm going to go over to rooms and then to dormitory. Now, this didn't exist when we first made this. I'm removing a lot of these designations, in fact all of the designations around here, and that should be that quite nicely done. Yes, that's fine. There'll be hopefully little bits that if I miss, I'll hopefully be able to find them later on. I'm going to remove probably these phone booths from the common room, because it's just not necessary at this stage. So all of that's been removed now. Now, if we wanted to, we could just make one big dormitory, but we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is expand down like so, expand up to there, and then also designate that as that too. And you can see that now it's saying it's not enclosed, but we should be enclosed. Why is it not enclosed? Why is it not enclosed? It might just be like a small section that it's not touching the edge. There we go. That should be it now. And yes, that is now a legitimate dormitory. So actually, a quick hot swap And it is done, so we'll put that one in there. That one is also done. It was erring out a little bit there, just saying that there wasn't any like sort of kitchen and canteen space, but we've got that sorted. There's another dormitory. If we just unpause it, it will get that sorted as well. So just taking it in stages there while we connect all of this up. And that one goes to the end there. Yeah, that's the way to do it, no problem. Obviously we have the common room in the center. We don't have any automatic door openers in this thing, and I'm probably not going to retrofit it to have them either, because I think it'll just be a little bit too much of a nightmare. We also do have to... Oh, that doesn't sound good. Sounds like we've got a little bit of violence in the centre here. Let's unpause it and see what's going on. Yeah, it looks like Featherstone is being attacked. Oh, that's not good. Let me double check. I'm just going to pause it a second, and they are a snitch. So, yeah, John Featherstone there is getting attacked. I will go to guard response and put a lot of guards there if possible. Looks like they are rushing towards this location, but I don't know if it's going to matter. It looks like they've been knocked out, and yep, that is... Yep, it looks like Featherstone's being cuffed, and there we are. And also Simon here has actually went up to a maximum security. I'm going to change that back to the medium security. Also going to check out our... Oh, we don't have policy unlocked. Let me go ahead and sort that one out. So we're going to research... micromanagement, is it? Food logistics... No, it's not. Prison policy, there we go. We also haven't got patrols or anything like that, so I'm going to get intelligence and patrols. We don't want an armory, don't really need legal. Going to get an extra grant, because if we go over to said grants, we've got lots of ones there, so I'm going to get prison maintenance, which is done, visitation rights, which is done, cell block B, which is not done, and then a short-term investment. Actually, what I'll do is I'll drop that and take the long-term first. Actually, I'll take both short and long-term investment, and then it's 13 grand there. Okay, back over to rooms and to the dormitory, and we're going to remove, as I said, all of these old designations there. This is what you could do originally with the game back in Alpha 11 times, where you didn't have to have these cells. They didn't have to be enclosed, which is obviously something you need to do now. So there we are. So that's all of that side done. So just this one little section, and we should be all alright. And there we go. So that is another dormitory, and that is... Oh, we'll also do this one here. Why not? Would be rude not to. And then there we are. So that is once again done once we go at that side, and I still need to do this as well. Okay, get that side done, over to there, and then there we are. Right, so that should be all of that completed, which it is. Right, that's not too bad at all. The laundry is in a weird shape. The idea when we built this was to have these 3 sections, and then we go ahead and connect them as best we can, which is obviously what's happened there with the obviously yards either side and things like that. These ones say they don't have a table in there, so we can probably resolve that quite easily by putting a table in the corner. I'm just checking the placement of them, and they seem to be okay. And you can see in the centre we got this workshop, which is just completely full of all of these, and we do need to sell those, and I'm not too sure why they're not, because we haven't got an export. So while I'm waiting, I will go to exports and then place an exports probably down the bottom like so, and there we are. We now have an export, and hopefully they'll be moved over to there. There's a lot of stuff coming in the facility. The main door is actually here, but we haven't got a reception. Now that's a bit of a problem, and speaking of a bit of a problem, that is even more of a problem. So let me just go over to our objects here and then scroll down to the bottom and then to dismantle. And we're going to dismantle all of these like so, get that sorted. Also, while I'm dismantling, I'm going to, as I said, remove these phones from each of the dormitories, because it's not really the right place for it. We could keep them in if we so desired, but no, I think removing them would be the way forward. We have locked open the doors, so that's a little bit of a security risk, but it's just a risk we will probably have to take. Or we could go ahead and maybe put some automatic door openers on there, but I wasn't too keen on that because it's a big process to put those on there, but we'll see how we get on. Anyway, so they're going to crack on, remove all of those, and I'm just looking around here. I'm thinking, can we fit a reception in this room? I don't know, because I think reception is 5 by 5 minimum. Reception is... No, it doesn't actually have a minimum size. So we could, if we wanted to, put a reception in here. Now, it's not going to be a very big reception, as you can see, but we'll be able to do something at least. So we'll go for an office desk at the... Oh, this is a problem, because we won't be able to fit in... Oh, we will be able to fit in. Okay, so that can go in there. We'll put a small table either side at the back like so, followed by an office chair which will go in the centre there, and that should be a legitimate reception. It's not a very big one, but it should hopefully be fine. So I've a quick tour around the place. You can see we do have these offices, but these are not set as a minimum 4x4. They technically do have a dimension of 4 and 4, but they're not 4x4 like squared, so that's a problem. So we're gonna have to redo these offices, although as you can see they are still working, so I mean we could go ahead and do it, but it's saying they don't have a, like, it's not a legit office, but it's still working anyway, so I don't really know. And we're gonna force open that door because you can see there is a doctor trying to heal that prisoner. We've got these 2 prisoners in here that we can actually recruit as an informant, one of them at least. And what about this person? We can't recruit those, so that's fine. In terms of our deployment, we do have guard assignments, but we don't have patrols, and I'm not particularly bothered because we have a lot of CCTV in and around the place, so that's fine. That's fine. So waiting for the reception to be finished. We also, as I said, need to sort out the workshop. There's a pocket watch being found in the stack of food trays by the look of it, so someone's lost an expensive pocket watch at some point. We're going to go down to the workshop here, and because we do have space for a one of these, for a large table, but I'm not going to put a large one in. I'm just going to put the small ones in like so. The reason for that is, as you can see, the bit in the centre, this workshop in the centre, is where stuff is stored, so that's what this one's all about. This will still have that problem with the designation, but hopefully things will be moved in there anyway, so we'll see how we get on with that one. It looks like in security they've almost removed all of these CCTVs, which they have. So CCTV, looking at the left hand side first, we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 1 CCTV monitor. So we need, if we're going for full coverage 100% of the time, we need 2 CCTV monitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. So that's another one. So basically, we need 3 CCTV monitors. I think that's what it's telling me. So I'm going to go down to utilities and CCTV monitor. Obviously, this is not going to cost us anything, so I'll just place all 3 in like so, which comes right conveniently to the end of that office desk there. You can see they are working on putting the stuff in here. We do have a 70 max size. Now, another thing that we could probably do is go ahead and remove a lot of these beds and put in bunk beds. That's something we can do. Again, this is not an exercise in redoing the whole thing. It's more modernizing the idea to bring up to like reasonable standards. Anyway, we're going to go to max speed while I crack on with that one, also to intake and then to fill capacity, which will give us a little bit of extra cash as well. And speaking of extra cash, we are... Oh, no, we're not. Oh, not intelligence is getting worked on, but the prison policy is not. So prison policy and extra grant is not being worked on because these officers are not legitimate, so we will have to redo these officers here. Now, they don't have to be enclosed. That's not what these officers have to be. However, I think we are going to go over to our objects here, and we're going to dismantle all of these officers and redo the entire thing. I think that would be quite a reasonable one to do, and also quite easy as well. So let's see if I've got all of the items in there. We should get most of it, and yeah, that seems to be about right. So that's now sorted. Back over to rooms then, and we will go to office, and we'll put the... Well, we'll remove the officers first. Now I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, and oh, there's another death, and that would be Featherstone again. Yes, we don't actually have a protective custody in here, so that's a bit of a problem, but we'll have to see how we get on. Anyway, so each one of these officers it's required to have in obviously the usual stuff, so desks, tables, chairs. It's probably easy if I put the desk in first, but there you go. Never want to shy away from something that's infinitely more difficult than it has to be. And there's the officers done. Oh, we also don't have, by the look of it... Oh, there's another one as well. Really? Yes. Matt Cantifer. Right. I've just realised that we also don't have a staff room. Well, that's not too much of a problem. We can retrofit this, which is exactly what we will do once these officers are in. So they're getting sorted. It looks like to be more people getting injured or people to search. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra guards, because we actually only had, for some reason, 12 guards, which I don't know if that's unreasonable for the amount of prisoners that we have. We've got 80 prisoners, but obviously there's a lot of doors to open and close around here and things like that. They say they're all being stationed, but I don't know, is that true? It is true, but we don't need to have them stationed there, so I'll remove that. Also going to staff only, we might as well change a lot of this to staff only too. Like, that should be staff only. That should be staff only. These areas don't need to be staff only. The morgue certainly doesn't need to be staff only. The cleaning cupboard, I don't know if we've got anyone assigned to it. Let me just check prison labour. We do not have anyone assigned to it, but I will assign people to it on both counts and over there on the left-hand side where the max jobs is 27. I don't think I've seen the jobs that high. Anyway, that's now in. We also don't have... Oh, sorry, that is staff only, that section there, so that's fine. These actually don't have any access there, but I am going to label them as staff only anyway. And the cleaning cupboard, no over there, that's fine. We have, this is a holding cell, these ones are okay, so actually that is about right. That's about right. Okay, so we'll drop that off and leave it there. We will go ahead and remove, I think, oh, you can see we've also got a door there as well, which is a bit of a security risk because it's only 2 doors to smash out of. I guess we can always lock down all of these anyway, so it's actually not too much of a problem. Anyway, so we're going to change up probably this area here, and I will probably remove that door there. Actually, no, I don't even need to remove any of the doors, but I do need to go to room and to the staff room, and I'm going to remove probably the top section there like so, because I think the staff room is going to be there and the wall go along that section there. That should be fine. So that is legitimate. It is the right size, so that's fine. We'll go to brick wall and put a brick wall right across there. Obviously, because of the design of this thing, it is quite difficult to fit things in a lot of the time. We'll put a coat rack over in the corner there. We need drinks machines and sofas, so place a couple of drinks machines either side, followed by some wide sofas. We'll place them on the other side there, just putting a little bit space in between there. There's some more fighting. There's nothing much I can really do about it, but there you go. And that should be a legitimate staff room. And you can see that, yeah, this Richard Luther is fighting. Now, they have gone up to a higher rating. Not that that matters, because we haven't got any segregation in the facility anyway. And we've also got no place, as I said, for the any prisoners and stuff that require to be in protective custody, because we just don't have it, as I mentioned. Anyway, that's now getting sorted. Staff room is in, so they can anyone's tired can go there. It looks like the research is complete for some of these. I am going to go for... I'll unlock dogs, and we'll actually unlock armory as well. We probably won't build an armory, but we will go for a body armor, because I think that's just a general good thing to get. We could go for a bank loan, but I don't think we necessarily need it at the moment. We do, however, have another grant, so I'm going to go for tool cleanup, because we're going to do a shakedown tonight. And let's go over to utilities and start to wire up these here. So this top one will have all of the extra cameras, for the lack of a better term. So all of the cameras that are sort of dotted around in multiple areas of the facility. That's one put in, and the other one will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's all that put in. Actually, can you? I thought you could do. Yes, you can do 8 at once. I think it's 8 at once. It used to be 6, I believe, but it looks like it's 8, so there we go. So that is now all connected, so we should have decent, yes, very, very good visibility indeed. That's really good. Let's have a quick look at the regime, because we haven't done that. We can see that we have a fairly decent amount of free time for them. So let's go to probably work/free time and put that in there like so. In fact, we're going to work our way down and put 2 eat times in like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the middle of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to put 2 hours of lockup, and then we'll have a free time there, followed by the eat, and that should be about right. It's about right. We don't have a yard time, but that's not a big problem. Actually, what we might do is have probably work and work there, and then we'll have more lockup in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 2 hours of lockup, a bit more work free time there. And then that goes, oh, that's lock up, that's not what I wanted. I want to go eat time there. And also, I don't know if they were, we've got the prison there, but no, they weren't assigned to these areas, which is interesting. There we go, there's that put in, and that's now assigned. Okay, that's fine. We do need to go to programs and to go to a workshop safety induction. We'll start that up. We'll actually have 2 of those on the go. Kitchen safety and hygiene we're not going to bother with. We have got pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, which we will start, although the infirmary is not actually complete, so we should probably complete that before anything else. So we're going to put medical beds in, well, basically we're just going to have rows like so, and that should be about right. That's fine. Do we have any... No, we don't. I was going to say, do we have any phone booths now? And we just don't. Well, we have a lot of them in storage, but we don't have any in the facility. So I'm going to place them pretty much just ad hoc around the place. Anywhere where there's a space, basically, I'll put them in the canteen, and could put a row in the centre, but I don't think we need to. Probably phone booths either side there, and then either side there. That should be about right. So that's a lot of those phones used up as well. We could redo the visitor area, but it seems to be working okay. I do want to put a phone tap in, so I will place said tap in. I will place it there because it'll already be connected up to the electrical system. In terms of money, we've got good money, but a lot of that's to do... Actually, let's get this shakedown underway. Yeah, a lot of that's to do with the selling in and around here, so that's fine. Anyway, go up to max speed and let them crack on and search. We do have, I was going to say, the tool cleanup, and we've just completed said grant, and that was to remove all stolen tools and weapons. That's fine. Back over to grants then, and we can see we have cell block B, we have security procedures certification. I think we'll go for probably crackdown on drugs, because that's fine. 10 illegal narcotics, and we're already searching for that sort of thing anyway. And you can see that because of the speed, the flashing was a little bit problematic. Anyway, the laundry is working. I don't know if we need to alter that or not. The CCTV camera sweep is a little bad, actually. I say bad, I can see through walls, so it's not too bad. And oh no, it does actually go at the top there, and then it went off. Is that because... probably the shifts are... Yeah, the shifts are changing. Anyway, we're going to open that up. I think we will have an automatic door opener, and I'll place them on the front here. That would be quite reasonable, but I'm not going to go ahead and put them in everywhere, because... Well, that way lies madness, although I don't actually have it unlocked anywhere, so I'll go for remote access. I'll let them crack on with that. We don't need to research legal. We don't need bank loan. I am going to go for micromanagement. Might be beneficial to get that. In terms of the security, it's actually quite a secure facility, because there's nowhere for stuff to be thrown in, because even on the furthest edge... Actually, can it be thrown in from there? It might actually be it might be a throwable from there. Let me double check. From the dangers, no. Stolen from, no. Actually, there we go. So that's been found. That was found. That was brought in there, but nothing thrown in as far as I can tell. We might see that later on though. What I am going to do is something I should have done earlier, is put in a metal detector right at the... Well, we'll put them in the centre there. We're also going to place them in here, because that's another way the people can come in. In fact, what will probably happen is they'll come down there and then through these ones. But there you are. So we've still only found 3 of the illegal narcotics. There's 655 places to search in here, so it's quite a large... Well, it's actually a medium map, I think, but it's quite a large facility, and obviously weirdly shaped as well, which doesn't help. So it looks like they're coming in and using these phones, so that's tending to that need. We also need to go to utilities, go to connect, and then connect. Oh, is that not finished? That is not finished. It was half built and then stopped, which is something I can't ever remember seeing. There's a couple more people being brought in. We're going to go to connections and then connect up this phone tap to... Well, as you might imagine, all of these phones. The recently added phones. Looks to be a bit more violence there, but we're not in the right mode to see it, and I sadly have misclicked. So we'll connect all of these up, and that should be all of the phones in the facility done. Yes, and you can see that's now sweeping while checking, so that's fine. So a couple of dingling noises there means we've unlocked some stuff in the bureaucracy here. So micromanagement is done. We have remote access and dogs. So let's put in all of the remote access stuff over to our utilities and then to the door control system, which will go in there. We'll then also place a door servo 1, 2. Now the question is, do I want them right through the center? And the thing is, I don't want it to be completely automated because there's so many doors in this thing. It would just be far too much work to do, quite frankly. But these doors here, I think it's a reasonable course of action. That's in, it's not actually powered up, so we will connect that up. We do have 2 of these power stations. I'm just going to double check. Actually, you can see the grid is pretty much the original grid, which is this green here. That's all got all the facility, and then this sort of lighter green here that solely powers this big section of workshop. And you can see there's someone overdosed and being brought back in there. I'm actually going to go to our programs and reschedule all programs so we can have more people go on the pharmacological treatment to drug addiction. We have behavioural therapy, which we can't run, but I will start the alcoholics. Oh, alcoholic therapy, no equipment. Well, that is true, and that's because we haven't yet redone the common room. So I'm going to do that. Let's go over to objects and dismantle. We'll dismantle all of the phones, and we'll just dismantle everything inside these areas, and that should be done. I will have to place some lighting back in, I think, and we'll see about that once they remove these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Same down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put some flooring in. We're going to go with a red carpet because it would look quite nice, I feel. And there we go. That's that put in. We will need to put... I mean, we could put all manner of things in, but realistically, it's going to be TVs, chairs, and... Let me do that. So, some noises of disagreement there. You can see I'm doing it so we've got this like path that can go around. Not that they need it. It's just, you know, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There's that put in, and pool tables. I mean, we could put 2 pool tables in there, but it's just going to be 1 pool table in like so. It's not great. It's just what we have. Could put an arcade cabinet in. 2 arcade cabinets. Why not? There we go. I'm also going to put an arcade cabinet in the staff room too. There and there. And there's that sorted. Right. So, we've got loads of people in the laundry and they're not doing anything, which is strange. I don't know why. Reception's there. That works. People are working. There you go. Which is pretty good. That's pretty good. Metal detector wise, we've got obviously one's in the front now. Apart from that one's not wired up, so I will fix that problem now. Checking the grid. Grid's fine. The other metal detectors are in the centre here, where we have metal detectors north, south, east, and west. All the 4 corners of this canteen. So they always have to go in there, so they'll always be searched. But the main weakness was that the stuff wasn't searched or checked out when it was coming in here. So that is now all in. What don't we have? Well, we don't have bureaucracy. We don't have body armor, which I'm going to research. We don't have guard towers and we're going to have them. Don't need orderlies. We have got dogs research, but we don't have them. And realistically, there's not many places for it. We could move the water pump down and put a section in here for the kennel. We could do the similar thing for the storage in here. We could do that. There is a grant completed. Probably the short-term investment is the one that's being completed there. We're going to go with cell block B, which automatically completes. We're going to go with security procedure certification, which is almost completed, but we will have to assign some people in there. So let's go over to staff. It'll be in deployment, patrols, and then we can set the patrol routes. So we have actually got a patrol route set up in the centre here for the guards, but we don't have anyone assigned to it. And I think that's where we have a bit of a weakness. We're going to put someone in there because, well, 2 people in here, that's reasonable. We don't have anyone walking around here, but I will assign someone there and remove these other ones, remove these patrols. We don't have any people in the dormitories. Now, that could be a problem. I was going to maybe perhaps put a patrol all the way around the outside, but quite frankly, the best thing to do is probably just to station a guard. I was going to say station a guard in each of those, but they're actually already assigned anywhere to, well, at least one of them. This should be set to staff only, and it is not, so we'll fix that. This is all fine. They don't need access to this corridor. They can always go through the centre, but I think we'll keep it as is for now. There is, oh, some escapes, and that's what I was afraid of. Shakedown. So we have found a tunnel, and I say found a tunnel. It's actually we've not yet found the exit of it. Let's go ahead and say remove tunnels and remove that there, and that's where we have massive weaknesses, and it's something that I expected to see, and I was going to cover it later on, but looks like, yeah, because it's a dormitory, one of the big downsides. I don't know how that person was killed. Snitch. They went and escaped, and then that happened. Yeah, one of the big problems, and one can argue the biggest problem with dormitories, is that, as you've seen there, they can escape very quickly because they work together on doing that escape. So I think that has sort of twisted my hand somewhat, and we're going to have to put a kennel in now. It's not going to be a very big kennel. Let's go to rooms and then to the kennel. Kennel size minimum is 5 by 5. So what I'm going to do is remove all of that and place it in there. Now that should be hopefully the right size. It is not the right size. So I don't know what... Oh, I'll have to remove that section there, remove that there. Right. I'm going to remove all of this, and I'm going to place it in here. There's the 5 by 5. Then I'm going to put the walls in, like so. Then we'll put a door on it. Doesn't really matter what door, we'll go with staff. Then we're going to go back to storage and then place all of the storage in, because the storage doesn't have, I believe, a minimum size. You know, it can be indoors, outdoors, it really doesn't matter. Dog crate, place on either side, all the way across like so. Same thing for this side, and then we'll have a couple of dog bowls in like that. So, that's fine. Staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so that's now in. Problem, the big problem, is how am I going to put a patrol around this? I guess by drawing it as you may expect. Okay, patrols, we're going to go with magenta. As you can see, I'm just going around here and then doing what I can, make sure it's all connected up. I remember originally designing this, and as you would expect, it was a nightmare to work out the sizes, although I had a program for, I don't know if it was specifically for Minecraft, but it was certainly a program I used while playing Minecraft, and if you tell it the size that you wanted your sphere or the circle you were trying to make, and it would tell you the increments to build it on rather. And that's how I got these circles. Ended up loading up this size map, figuring out exactly what we needed to put in. I think that's about right. And we'll assign a dog handler there and there. Actually, no, let's assign it to there and there. Yeah, and we had it so, you know, I say roughly what size we could put it on. We assume we're going to go with 4. I think I did a big round one. In fact, there was a Death Star prison that we made that was just one big circle, and that was even worse. But this came out with a nice look to it, I feel. Anyway, so we've assigned the dog handler there, but the problem is when they get to this point, it's already too late because they're smelling around the corner. So I'm going to dismantle that, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and place some fencing down. Now, sadly, this will spoil the lines of the prison, and I didn't really want to have to do this, but it would be very lapse of me not to do so. There you go. We don't need to place it on the right-hand side, but certainly on the left. Because otherwise, I mean, if the dog's there, that patrol, if that's where the tunnel is, they're just going to get out and run. So not putting the fence in would sort of defeat the whole point of it. Okay. So the fence is in. That's sorted. Some trees are getting removed. We do want to set up staff only in these areas, because why not? And that's now about right, I feel. I'm also going to dismantle these trees. And there we go. So they're just random trees around the place, and I don't know why, because we never planted them. I'm guessing it's just a... That's actually some of them I don't think we'll be able to remove. I'm guessing it's just, like, say, a slightly different way that the save files are handled and formatted. So, we haven't done much in here. Staff Wellbeing Initiative, we've got that done. Reform to Education Initiative, we don't have the ability to do that. Prisoner Acclimatization, we can do that. That's actually quite easy because I can just go to Logistics Prison there, 1, 2, 3, then remove it. That's that done. Manufacturing Facility, that's already... It's okay, it's actually going to be very easy to do, and there's that done. We can go for probably governmental security ratings, which is we need to assign 2 armed guards to patrol, and we're going to go with cell block C. No, education through initiative, no, cell block C. So after doing all of that and checking out, well, we got no loan, we can see that we have in the bank 210,000 generic units of currency with some change. Total prison value is set at 500,000. We do own 100% of our prison, and I think for the most part that is this prison converted. Obviously it wasn't a massive job, certainly not like the other one where we had to rebuild it because part of it had burnt down, but it does obviously have some inherent problems. Security has been an issue and will be an issue with these being dormitories. We could, if we wanted, remove the beds and put in the bunk beds. That would give us a lot more capacity, and it's something that we could probably go and do. However, we are limited by the size of the canteen and obviously the very oversized kitchen there. Obviously, manufacturing is a priority. We haven't really needed to alter that much. But yeah, from what we've done, I think it's been quite an interesting and effective upgrade. We've added in a staff room and a kennel. We've overhauled the security room with, now we have a obviously properly working CCTV monitor set up with door control system and phone tap. We've put in the door servos on only a couple of doors down the bottom there. We've added in the reception, but we didn't have to build anything like another room. It was already there. Obviously overhauled the dormitories to, well, they were originally cells, put them to dormitories, so it also fits in with the right hand side here where we've got originally was the shower. That's all working fine. We've altered the common room so it now works. We now have the TVs as well as some chairs and a pool table. Removed the phone booths from the cell block area and put them in the centre, and the odd little tweak and change here and there. Obviously we now have body armour. I say we have body armour. We don't. We have body armour unlocked, but we don't have anyone with body armour because we haven't actually got an armory. You need an armory in order to dispense it. So what I would do at some point if we were to continue, I would probably shift a lot of these power stations around, put them in the corner, free up some room in here, then put an armory in. We could probably squeeze it in here, but it's getting a bit too much of a problem there. Could even put another building on this side. That would be viable, even if it was temporary, just to hand out the body armor. But you probably want to keep an armory on site if you're gonna be using it, because when you hire more guards, obviously they need to get that armor. So yeah, either way, I think that's been a quite successful little update there. Ironically, as I said, probably now maybe out of date, because by the time you see this, another big update will have hit the game. I can't remember what it's called, but they're changing the way some stuff works. I think notably you can now have entire sections of the prison designated to be certain grading, which actually is good for us because we've built a couple of prisons in the past that were very specifically graded for low, medium, and high, and they would never interact. So we can then use that to overhaul those ones and see what that is like. But either way, I think we will leave it there for now. If you've liked the video, then by all means, let us know if you want to see any more of this sort of thing, or have suggestions for any changes we could implement, or any older prisons you would like to see redone, then by all means, let us know. As always, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.